sense there's something in the wind. I hope it's spooky. Hey guys, my name is Gloria, or Sally for today if you like. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm quite excited because I'm going to do my first ever tag. So I did look about around booktube and horrortube to see all the different kind of tags that there are, because I didn't want to just redo one that someone's already done, which is a habit of mine when I'm trying to come up with brand new things. But I think I found one that no one else has done. So this is the Halloween is my Christmas tag. I'm part of a Facebook group called Halloween is my Christmas, where we just share loads of things we're excited about for Halloween. This is for anyone who just loves to add spooky things into Christmas as well. Possibly even for people who don't celebrate Halloween. Whatever you like, you can still enjoy Christmas and do this as well. I think Halloween is the last stronghold to stop those crazy people from The Office from playing Fairy Tale of New York in July, and I'm gonna keep going for as long as I can. So today I have a load of questions that I'm going to try and answer with horror books, and I did come up with the questions. I did not anticipate that they would be so difficult for me to answer, but I think I have a book for each of them, so let's get started. Apologies for interrupting, but this is editing Gloria and I just wanted to include this. So Óiche Shamhna Shona or Óiche Shamhna Shona, that means happy Halloween to you, or happy Halloween to you all, as in plural. I just wanted to add that in, as Halloween is a very Irish thing. Just a small PSA as well for mainly American TV shows. The festival is called Samhain. It is not pronounced Samhain. That drives Irish people up the wall when we're watching TV and we hear people say Samhain. It is the festival of Samhain. Also, I hope everyone is having a fantastic Halloween today. It's also my housemate's boyfriend, so it's my housemate's boyfriend. What? It's my housemate's birthday, so we are going to be making Halloween cocktails, we're going to be watching Hocus Pocus, we're going to be playing Among Us online with some of our friends that we can't see because of lockdown, and it's just going to be a fun day. We made some coloured ice cubes out of skulls, so I'm excited. But on to the questions. So these are all sort of Christmas themed, but in a Halloween way, if that makes any sense. Of course it doesn't. So the first question is a book that gets you into the festive mood. So for me, a book that will always get me into the spooky Halloween mood would have to be The Shining by Stephen King. Pretty self-explanatory. I've read it so many times and I will read it again. Fantastic book, always gets me in the spooky mood. If I don't feel like reading the whole thing, I'll watch the movie, even though Stephen King didn't like it very much and there were some questionable methods used by the director. Still a great movie and a great book. The second question, this was one I had the hardest time with, is holiday indulgence. So it's something that isn't critically acclaimed, but something that you still enjoy anyway. And I was almost going to skip this because I just couldn't, it's not that I haven't read things that other people don't like, but I just couldn't think of anything. But then, to go with my outfit today, I did see this on my shelf. It is The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories by Tim Burton. I bought this years ago and I remember absolutely dying laughing at one of the first ones about the match boy. This is perfect. Stick Boy's festive season. Stick Boy noticed that his Christmas tree looked healthier than he did, and the first time I read that I absolutely pissed myself laughing. This is also, if anyone has ever been curious, this right here is from the Pincushion Queen, well, Voodoo Girl, but she's the Pincushion Queen, and that is where my chest tattoo is from. So I've had this for years and I don't think it's critically acclaimed, but it's Tim Burton. I like his work and it amuses me very much, so I like this one. The next question is a perfect gift, the next question is a perfect gift, a book that you received as a gift that you are glad of. Surprisingly, people very rarely buy me books. I think sometimes I can be a little bit particular about books, and none of the people who would buy me presents really are into horror or anything, so I've a feeling they might think they would buy me the wrong thing, which is fair enough. But a book I did receive recently from Swan River Press was Leaves for the Burning by Mervyn Wall. So Swan River Press is an Irish sort of bespoke gothic horror publisher, and he wanted to give away a copy of this on Twitter, and he ended up giving away a copy to everyone who entered, which was very kind of him, and he gave lots of stickers and postcards and stuff as well, and this seems like a very interesting read for me, so I am grateful that I got this. Next up is Last Minute Shopper, a failsafe book to get for any horror lover, and I think this is pretty good one, I think, if they don't already have it. Paperbacks from Hell. I think it's absolutely fascinating for anyone who's into horror, anyone who's into horror fiction, anyone who's into publishing in general, to be honest. Fantastic book, fantastic covers, some ridiculous stories in here. The first one, right off the bat, is about BDSM Nazi leprechauns. So you know, it's gonna be, if they haven't already read it, it's gonna be a wild ride for them. I think that's a good Christmas gift to give someone. Next up is The Meaning of, a book that has scares and chills and stuff, but also has a hopeful ending. So for this one, I picked Last Ones Left Alive by Sarah Davis Goff. It isn't specifically a horror novel, but it does deal with a sort of desolate post-zombie apocalyptic Ireland, and this young girl trying to find her way to civilization and to save herself. So I think it kind of counts. It's definitely got some scares and some zombies and stuff in it, and it has a hopeful ending for me, so I think that's a good pick for this one. Next up is the difficult one, and this is a difficult one. Something to give to someone who has read it all. This was one I did struggle with, but I ended up picking a book that I was recently asked to review on my blog, and one that I really enjoyed, and I wouldn't have seen I wouldn't have known about if they hadn't asked me to review it. So I feel like you could pick a lot of indie books for this question, just for the likelihood of someone not having even known they existed. So I'm going to pick 666 Gable Way by Danny Lamia. This is a modern witchy book that sort of marries Victorian-esque aesthetics with a young millennial character who just doesn't give a shit, but I think it's really funny. I think it's spooky and chilling, and there's a lot of cool witchiness in it, so I would recommend that if you are looking for a new thing to read. And I think it's a good one for someone who's read it all, because they're unlikely to have heard of it at this point unless they're following me on Instagram. Next up is Tradition, a book that you always return to, and I've struggled to explain exactly why I always go back to this one, but it's Stephen King's 4 Past Midnight. It's a selection of short horror stories. It's got the Langoliers in it, which was made into a movie, and it's the most accurate book to movie changeover that I've ever seen. They pretty much followed every single word in the story. It's also got the library police, or the library policeman, which is horrific to me, and it always creeped me out. I think it's got the sundog in it as well. But this is just a collection that I always come back to and I'm always happy to reread again. So this is sort of a traditional reread for me. Next up we have Fun for All the Family. So something that anyone of any age can enjoy. And I'm kind of stuck between two. I think I have two good ones for this though. There's Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, and there is also The Thief of Always by Clive Barker. These are two great stories that involve young children, but they're definitely very well written, and they deal with themes of aging and time and sort of losing the best times of your life and the best years of your life, and I think they're fantastically written, and anyone ages 8 to 80 or above I think would definitely enjoy this. I think they're fun for all of the family, so I think that does it for that question. Next one is Baby It's Cold Outside, so a book that is set in the snow. There's a few obvious ones for this, but I have decided to choose The Mongrel, a novella by Sean O'Connor. So this centres around a young pregnant woman who gets stuck in the Wicklow Mountains and it begins to snow and she has to try and survive while there's something outside her car watching her, but there's a lot of snow, a lot of cold in this. It's quite a good novella if you want to give it a look as well. Next up is Decorations, and I shall be talking about the cover of this book until the day that I die. Perfectly Preventable Deaths by Deirdre Sullivan. It is just gorgeous. It is the perfect witchy, spooky, autumnal Halloween. Like, I even think it's kind of Christmassy to me or something, but maybe that's just because Halloween is my Christmas. But I absolutely love it, and it suits the book perfectly, and it's a gorgeous design. The cover design was by Annika Sandher and cover illustration by Elsa Cleaver. Anna and Elsa, isn't that the Frozen people? Weird. So yes, I think this is an absolutely beautiful cover, and I won't stop staring at it because it's shiny too. Last but not least is On My List. So this is a book that you would love to receive as a gift, and of course there are hundreds if not thousands of books that I would be happy to receive as gifts, but for this one I chose Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. I love the movie, I've always loved the movie, have a severe dislike if not hatred for the director of that movie, but the movie is quite good and I would just love to read the book. I just have never gotten around to reading the book, and it's about demons and the devil and cults and stuff that I absolutely love, so I would definitely love to receive that. If I received that I would be very happy. So thank you so much for joining me in this tag. It was fun to do. It was kind of difficult to come up with questions and books sometimes, but I definitely enjoyed it. I'm not going to tag anyone because I have anxiety about tagging people and stuff, but please absolutely, if you want to do this, please do it. Let me know when you have done it so that I can watch it as well. If you want to add questions, delete questions, if you want to talk about movies instead of books, if you want to change the genre, absolutely do that. I would love to see your version of it. Thank you so much for joining me in my last October video. I'll be back next month with some fewer videos, but at least one a week, and if you like what I'm doing here, you can like and subscribe down below. I hope everyone has a fantastic spooky Halloween, and I shall see you in the next video.